Today I'm making a great alternative to meat. Chickpea curry. It's really easy to make. So, get your ingredients ready and let's do this. I'm just going to put a little bit of avocado oil in my pan. Check to see if it's hot. And it is. So I'm going to go in with some fresh ginger, some fresh garlic and some grated turmeric root. If you can't get the turmeric, the powdered kind is fine, and just let it flavour the oil, let it cook through for a minute or so. It's been cooking for about a minute, so I'm going to add my onion, loads of onion. If you want a nice thick curry, onion is key. So again, just let that fry down and soften. So my onions have been frying for about 5 minutes, I'd say, and they're starting to get a nice colour, nice brown colour, and also you can see it's nice and yellow from my turmeric. So just keep frying it down a little bit longer, just so it's all nice and brown, and then we'll start adding some more bits. Okay, so I think we are where we need to be colour wise. So I'm going to start adding some more flavour now. I'm going to add a little bit of curry powder. Let that cook out for a minute. My curry powder's been cooking out for a few minutes, and now I'm going to add my favourite little curry pots that they do now that are very handy. This is a korma one because I fancied a bit of coconut, but you can use any curry paste, you can make your own. These are just so convenient, so I just use these. And yeah, you can use any curry paste you like. So just fry that through, mix it all together. And don't worry if it goes all thick at this stage. That's what's supposed to happen. Let it fry. And then I'm going to add a tin of chickpeas that I've drained and then just given a rinse. Add some liquid. Up. A bit more liquid. And this is going to cook down for like 20 minutes to half an hour, so it's going to thicken up again, but we just want to loosen it slightly. I'm going to add some black pepper. A little bit of salt. Let it come to the boil. Because I'm an absolute crazy person, I forgot how I forgot this. I don't know, to put chilli in. So I've got half a Scotch bonnet here, without seeds, depending on how hot you like it. Just add how much you like. I always put a little bit in first and then taste it, and if I need more, put more in, because you can always add more but you can't take away. So always start off with a little bit. And of course, if you don't like chilli, don't add it at all. But I need chilli in every single thing I eat. So I'm going to put the lid on now, lower my heat, and cook down for about 20 minutes. Give it a taste, and we should be there. So while my curry's cooking, I'm going to get some rice on. So I don't have a recipe really to follow with rice, but what I do is use like a handful of rice per person. Always wash your rice. So I put it dry in the pan, then I fill it up with water, hot water, put it on a high heat. This is just the way I wash rice because I find it a lot quicker. High heat. Bring it to the boil. And then rinse it. Okay, so my rice has come to the boil now. Give it a little mix up. And now I'm going to rinse it. Cold water. Okay, and now it is completely, or near enough, starch free and ready to cook. So rice goes back in my pan, and then I cold water. Just slightly cover my rice with water. You just literally want like a centimetre of water above your rice. So my pan's gone back on the heat. I'm going to now season with some salt. I'm going to put in 1 cinnamon clove and a few cardamom pods. Give it a little mix. Make sure the salt goes through. Actually want to try and keep these cardamoms on the top because they are not great if you bite into one. So I'll keep them on the top so I can remove them before serving. So I just want to bring my rice up to the boil, and then I'm going to put it really low and let it simmer, and then I'm not going to touch it at all for 15 to 20 minutes, and then it will be perfect fluffy rice. I always use easy cook basmati because I like the way the rice comes out. So yeah, but you can use any other rice. You might need to use a little bit more or a little bit less depending on which rice you use. So lid on now, bring up to the boil, and then turn the heat down, simmer for 15 minutes, 15-20 minutes. So rice has come up to the boil now. So I'm going to turn it down, put the lid on, and now cook it for 15 minutes. Do not touch it, do not mix it, don't fuss with it, just leave it. Okay, so after 15 minutes, we have completely fluffy and cooked rice. You see? perfect every single time, as long as you don't mess around with it. Now I'm going to take these cardamons out now, carefully, because they're very hot. And also the cinnamon. And that is done. So that can come off the heat. And we will check on our curry now. Just going to add a little sweetness to my curry. I've got some coconut sugar here. I'm just going to add that. Mix it up. I always add a little sweetness to my curry, just because I like a little sweetness in it, but it's optional. You don't have to add it if you don't like it, or want to even. So my curry is completely cooked now. I forgot to mention before, if you don't have coconut sugar, you can use any sugar. I've just got coconut sugar, so I'm using it, but any sugar will do. And I've got some leftover kale, so I'm going to add a little bit of that to my curry just before it finishes cooking. But this is completely optional. As I said before, you do not need to add this in if you don't want to. So just mix it round. And just cook for another, I don't know, 5-ish minutes until your greens are cooked, and then you're done. And if you're not really an oniony person, I love onions and I like them cut up big. I don't like little pieces of onion. If you're not really an onion person, you can chop your onion finely. You can put it in like a food processor or blender, mix it down, mince it down even, so it's a lot smoother. It's completely up to you. So there you go, chickpea curry. Great alternative to meat, and as I said before, you can have it as a main dish or as a side dish. Anyway, enjoy.